All right. So find a spot on the guitar where your hand width matches the fret size. With you, I believe between the frets 7 and 9 seem to be perfect, as it is for my hand as well. So now, start on your first string. Remember, that's the one furthest from your face. Start there, and one note at a time. Pick clearly, and you only want to pick, and you only want to use one finger at a time, right? So then, when you're going from this string to this one, you just want to only use that finger, see? And then only move this one, and only do this one. See what I'm doing? Now, remember, you only move one finger at a time. So there's a lot going on here. As my other fingers are holding their spot, that's called anaerobic exercises, I believe. So it's kind of like building muscle and hand strength. The reason for keeping these put is so that you know you've made them correctly if you can still fret the note above it. If this was touching the string above it like that, and I try to fret that one, it wouldn't work because this one's blocking that one. So, you know, this is a way of just training your hand for what we call proper position. And you'll know because you won't be able to hear the note if you're doing it wrong. And then you'll have to adjust your hand until it finds the right spot. Now, coming towards your face is one level of degree. It's actually harder going away from my face now because for this note to sound, none of these fingers could be touching the string below it. See, if my hand was down a little bit, my pinky would block it, blocks that note. So I have to make sure that my hand's out in front of the guitar enough that way.
Okay.
And a lot of that has to do with making sure your guitar, see if I have the angle of the guitar at a 45 instead of like this, right? If your guitar angle is right, it makes doing these things much, much easier because my angle to fretboard can change. Now, it may take a time to do this, you know, like months. So you start on this string, and first move you're going to do is after these 2, 3, 4, only move one finger at a time. So when you go to do this, if the other finger moves, I always start it over again. And you can hit it twice a string. Kind of really helps the other fingers from moving. And then once you get this comfortable, you move it down towards the fretboard, towards the nut, and then the frets get wider apart, and then it gets to be a little bit harder.
Okay.
And then so you do like, it could be months, there's no time limit to this, it's just however much time you have to do it. And the goal is eventually you get to all the way down here, where you could do it where the frets are the furthest apart. And then you see that big natural, well, it's not natural, but the big stretch that happens between your fingers. Then any chord I ask my hand to do now,